Does your gas eater beater need a bigger Peter? Follow me. Now I already know I'm gonna have a lot of comments out there from the fucking dinosaur. Alright, but let me introduce you to something, alright? This is an upper intake, right? And it doesn't have a carburetor on it, okay?
Stop it, Patrick, you're scaring him!
Now, listen, I know carburetors are very appealing to many people, but let me assure you that I've got something just as good. All right, I'll level with you, all right? Computers can be a little bit scary, especially when it's controlling your entire car and you don't fully know how that works. So most people go with the obvious answer. You get the carburetor, it fucking puts in air, it puts in fucking fuel, and it runs. And honestly, that works. But let me just tell you, in my short life, I have had nothing but bad experiences with carburetors. Every sort of carburetors, big, small. But I've also had a little bit of good luck because I made some money fucking maintaining them because nobody actually wants to dig them off the fucking thing and clean them. But this kind of includes me. I don't want to dig it off my own car or my own motorcycle or my own bike. One of my biggest things when buying this sport bike was whatever year I got, I wanted to make sure that it did have direct fuel injection. EFI has its drawbacks, and I keep saying EFI. If you don't know what EFI is, it's electronic fuel injection, which means your fuel air delivery is controlled by a computer using software and hardware and electricals and magic fairies and stuff. Now the limits with EFI mainly comes from the idea of stock EFI. So most cars made after honestly about the 70s are gonna have electronic fuel injection, but they're kind of limiting because these car companies don't want you to run rampant and do whatever you want. So they're very limited. You can't really tune them that much unless you hack them and chip them. You can't really monitor what you need to monitor yourself without, again, breaking it or altering its function in some way that can be inexpensive and also risky. And there is also large wiring harnesses that run all over the engine to certain different thing. Now this car that I am in is a 1992 Foxbody, and this is my baby, all right? I do everything to it and I love it. And it came with a stock computer. Let's take a look at it. Now this is Mike. Mike stands for My Icarus Computer Educated. So this is Mike, all right? Now this is my old ECU, and this is a stock Foxbody ECU. And you'll notice there's a little bit of cutout there on, I think what those are is diagnostic pins right there. What you can do is you can slip a little computer on them, and they call them a chip. And this computer was chipped to give me the horsepower I want, but I sold the chip, so I don't have it anymore. And this is the factory wiring harness. Jeebus fucking Christ. Now, stuff like, I think it's these. Ooh, that is oily. Those control what is called economy or environmental, because economy has nothing to fucking do with that. But what this basically did was it controlled my environmental consideration, stuff like a smog pump and okay, I'm gonna level with you. No vehicle I have has any sort of emissions control on it. I don't know the systems. Something about a feline converter, I don't know. But that feline converter, I don't know. Whatever it is, brings up a good point. Because one of the things you might be fearful of is the environmental shimmity-boobities that are required to run your engine. Now, your computer won't like it if you just up and start off on the old don't make it smokiners. And that is true, right? That's one of the things I had to hack out was stuff like O2 sensors. You know, if your car reads that it's got too much carbon coming out of the exhaust, it usually cares about that. But what if you wanted to run an engine with boost, with an exhaust, cool ass head, big ass cams, and you wanted to control all of that with no environmental, because that just creates parasitic load, back pressure in the exhaust of too much. And let alone, it's kind of boring. So if your state doesn't have the emissions like I don't, in Kentucky, they really don't give a fuck if your car even, they don't care. They don't, I have, this car does not get inspected, which means I do whatever the fuck I want to it, and that is amazingly good. Introducing my solution the Holley Terminator X. And look at that, they even give you performance stickers for the Performance Cube. Now, Performance Cube, not included. You've got to get this rectangle all on your own, all right? And you don't need one as nice as that, but I also like to kill people on Call of Duty with that. So it's kind of important to me, but you know, your killing rig and your tuning rig don't have to be the same. Always remember that. So why does my car from 1992 have a digital screen in it? Well, that is from the Holley. Now, Holley is a aftermarket ECU manufacturer. Now, I will concede there are more out there than Holley. There's the Mega Squirt and some others, but everything I've looked through, the Holley is the better option. Now, the Holley system is a little expensive. I paid about $2,500 for mine, but you can get them for about $12 to $15 if you're smart. See, I didn't have that option. I wanted the $1,500 one, but they were sold completely out, and I had a car show to go to like the next week. So I got the Terminator X Max in this car, and all that means is that I've also got transmission controls for picking when it shifts and such. I have a T5 manual transmission. Do you see the problem? I can't fucking use that, so it's completely useless to me. Under this panel that I'm not going to take off because I am lazy is stuff like the custom pinout board. Now, this is amazing because it allows you to do some modern amenity things. For one, I still run AC in this car. It's not currently working, but I plan on getting it working in the future. But I've still got the compressor and such. And with the compressor, many of you might not know, this is controlled by a computer. This plug-in here, it's an AC kick, and also one on the canister over there. And the Terminator can be programmed to kick all of those things on. It also has built-in manifold temperature sensors, or maybe it goes off the water temp. I don't know what temp it goes off, but it can read temperatures, and that can be used to flip relays for electronic fan setups like this. So if you got the stock big old plasticky spinny bobber on the front and you want something that actually cools the car, it can control electric fans. Now, this one's not set up to do it right now, but I do plan on doing that again in the near future. But as you can see, this car don't even fucking run right now, so lots of things are in the near future. Now, the actual wizard box looks like this, and I'm going to put a picture of one up on screen and not actually show you mine because it's under the seat and I don't want to take my seat out, but it don't go in the kick panel anymore, which this is, I'm framing this video from the idea of a Foxbody, but just note that this does not only work on the Foxbody. They make Chevrolet kits, they make everything, right? Now, this isn't the prettiest setup in the world, but it's, you know, but this is its wiring harness, and it's all this nice wire loom and wire taping. You can see this is the thickest part coming out, and you can see the different connectors on there, and this is a 3-bar map sensor. It replaces the mass air, if you'll notice, my mass airflow. It's not just because this car is a little taken apart. This is empty. I use 3-bar Holley map, which runs a vacuum there. So instead of going off a little heat cool in there that gets cooled by the amount of air going through it, you get pressure from the manifold, which is really good if you got one of these hair dryers blowing hot air up your engine's ass. So much more control in the in-game. Now let's give this old vehicle a little bit of jelly juice, and let's see what it does. Alrighty, so we plugged in the magical fairies into the old girl, and whoa, it's alive. This is not factory to a 1992 Foxbody, and neither is any of this, but what I'm looking for, don't look at my insurance because I don't have it. Now, you're gonna want to steal this from your DS from 2005, all right? Back when, you know, we all had one, right? Like everybody remembers DS. No, this actually comes with the Holley. So let's look at what we got. So first we got lights, and if you look under this seat, maybe not. Do you see any glow? Oh, in the corner maybe? Yeah. About the front. Oh, I think I seen a flash. Anyway, it's got little troubleshooting lights on it, but I don't know if you can actually see it. I couldn't see it. So what we got here is we've got our on-the-fly tuning. Now, this will be in you with the car, It'll be in the car with you at every point because it's mounted on the fucking dash. Where else is it going to go? So you got things like tuning. So you got the basic stuff. So basic fuel, we can go into fuel. And we set things like target AFR here, and how much we want to offset the AFR wind boost is right into the picture. And watt and all that. There's the acceleration enrichment. I'm just kind of showing you on that tune. Fuel parameter set is 140, which I think is about 85 second duration, if I'm not mistaken. And then here's some of the cool stuff. The closed loop learn. So we got closed loop. So
The Holley can actually teach itself the car, so it looks at all your sensors and stuff as you would, and kind of tunes on the fly. So if something happens, it can usually compensate. So it's got fuel learn, it's got all these kinds of learning, closed loop, and all of this. You got your idle, you can set up what you want your target speed to do. Mine is 750, I think it's actually 720, but it's a little higher. Let's see, this is all basic way. So here is spark, and there's boost retard timing, and all of this junk. This is all the transmission control stuff, so hopefully you can make out of the GoPro quality on LCD screen. It's not fantastic, so I do apologize. But this stuff, I don't know any of this. This is all the transmission controller. It's very advanced. If you have that setup, it'd be great. Grab a wire. I don't have that. I've got my cable. Grab a wire means that your throttle is connected to a wire, meaning it's electronic modules. This one's cable, so it's just wire runs the throttle body, open throttle body, no computer in the mix, so it does not need that. If you have or something, you know. Let's see, and spark. Well, we already did that. And then let's see. I won't bore you with this too much. Tuning. Let's go into the system. Here's some cool things. All right. Here's what I'm talking to you. Here's the outputs. You have to wire in yourself with a little like adapter thingy. So we got fan 1 temperature, and both got fan 1. Oh, fan 1 on and fan 1 off. So we want to turn on at 160. I want to go off 150. Fan 2 I want to come on at 170, and I want to go off at 139. That is very wrong. Let's say 160. Yeah, that way kind of box each other. AC shutdown. This is basically when your car's in acceleration, it'll shut down the AC compressor to remove passive load, and I'm at 50% right there. It's kind of aggressive. I'm using about E, but yeah, that's just what I want. Engine setup at 302. That's displacement. Okay, fuel setup. Here's my shit. Also gonna be changing the injectors and pump here really soon, so I'll just gonna go to the wayside. Advanced, here's your closed loop stuff. Advanced learn. Ooh, I got that learn way the fuck up. You're going to right. Disable. That's like how much RPM you need to enter to learn. So let's say you only want to learn over 3,000 RPM. You can set it to the RPM limit, inner limit to be 3,000, and then it has the inner 3,000 RPM for it to learn if you don't want to just anything below. Advanced idle. Yeah. So here's stuff like idle air control. It just knows it's idle forward. Idle air control setup. Yep, there's all the there's also idle air control, which made short clean a little bit. So, oh, what's that? Right now, I don't know. That's all idle air control. And you can also adjust your speed again, and it actually shows this one shows it varies from 750 to 1359. Cool.
Now let's get into some of this fun stuff that you're going to be using and not your tuner. So stuff like monitor. Monitor's pretty much going to be riding around town in, alright? So here's multi-gauge. Here's all the sensors in the car. You can see the battery voltage, and it's yellow because it's not charging because the car's not running. So you got different dashes here. So here's your sensor like I just showed. Your air fuel stuff. Look at all that. There's all your air fuel things that you might need to know. And so then you got stuff like dash. You can have custom dash, what you want to show on a dash. I think you can actually upgrade that. Oh, there's speed in miles per hour. So I don't have it set up where it can view speed, but that's something I'd be very interested in the future. And vitals is what I use. This is just when you're rolling down the street, shows you your RPM, shows you your basic AFR. And that also cuts down on the need for so many gauge pods. Like I've still got oil pressure boost and stuff, but this thing would be able to give you all that information as well. Now, if you're the real tuner type, here is where, oh my god, the computer has so much shit on it. No, fuck you, Razor. Fuck you, fuck you. This is where you'll be spending all your time at, alright? So, plug the majiggle in. Battle.net, you're a piece of shit, go away. Steam, you're actually good, but still go away. So right here we got the Terminator XV2 software. And, I just want to download from ECU. I don't use this very much. Configuration set. Okay. And look at that. All systems online. Sync ECU. Oh man, I didn't sync the ECU time. Fuck. Okay. Anywho's. This is your actual tuning thing. Where you can see like the map things I was telling you about. There's all the actual pin layouts. That's very helpful. View LCD. Yeah, okay. There's all the thingy bobbies there. Okay. So you're going to get a lot more when the vehicle's actually running. So here's the parameters I'm actually going to show you. When this stuff's running, you'll watch these bubbles form. So if I go to something like something I'm not going to show you. There we go. So there's an actual fuel chart. Okay, so this is the chart that my car made last time it ran, if I'm not mistaken. And my tuner was working on it, but the car, oh, it has some fuel problems, so we gotta either get injectors or we gotta get injectors or we have to get a fuel pump. Not sure, but we're figuring it out. But you can see that little bubble. It's gonna start moving around. I'll start moving around this fuel chart. Now this is a basic fuel volumetric efficiency table. Regardless, and there's the cheater button. That kind of works, and here's like a 3D fuel graph that, yeah, okay, if you understand that, congratulations. That's all I gotta tell you. Learn table. Once again, congratulations. Target AFR. Kind of get this one. But yeah, man, you can literally set, or your passenger could set in here, and like my tuner, once he did the initial tune, which got up to 350 horsepower, which isn't right. This car should break 400 next time we're at the dyno, but we gotta work out the demons. But I was driving and he just sat right here after he had done his things he wanted to ensure quality of it. He just sat here and he watched the car as I drove. Just plugged into the USB port, which is just very handily right there in the glove box. Now, the Holley ECU has stolen my heart. I will never go back to a stock computer, and I sure as hell will not go back to a carburetor. But it's not for everybody, all right? Especially if you don't know a tuner. Working it out on yourself, you might be able to tune a carburetor to get more higher horsepower than you can the fucking computer, because you were raised on it and you know it. But if you're willing to learn, and Holley also offers classes on it, or if you know someone who's really good at it and you're looking for that platform to build off of for power, or if your stock computer broke, and stock computers aren't cheap, or you're making a bunch of power but feel like more fine-tuned controls would allow you to go further, the Holley ECU, they make a damn good product. And obviously, I think this goes without saying from me and the views that you see under this video, I'm not sponsored. Nobody gives a fuck about what I say. Except maybe you, if you decide that I've made a compelling argument, which I get no benefit off of, except teaching you about something kind of cool. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Watch my shorts, that's a fucking order. Watch my other videos, also a fucking order. And subscribe. And I've been having a lot of growth recently, and I appreciate all the growth through the shorts and through my long form content, which I put a lot more passion into and I much more enjoy. But the shorts do so much better. Fuck me. All right, failure. All right, see you guys.